Video game music has this touch that not only does it make you feel like the person, but when the music comes, it makes you feel like the essence around you, you're actually fucking there. A lot of that music now has a more of a modern twist to it, which I really like. But even some of the old school stuff is unforgettable. Now, we can argue all day which one is better. I think personally, all of it has its own place. The modern sound has its own place for people that are like me who really like that sound. Oldish kind of like synth 8-bit sound is really cool because then it teaches you things you were definitely not, like accustomed to. Like it's not all about having a guitar sometimes. Sometimes it's about coding. Sometimes it takes coding to make music. Video games broadened my horizons becoming a producer, believe it or not. If you love music, you probably play video games to some extent. I remember listening to stuff like when you're fighting a boss in Monster Hunter or you're fighting a boss in any other game. A lot of those songs have like this opera sound and have like this really crazy everything's on fire sound. And when you hear that boss come out, when you after you just heard a song like that, yeah, you're not gonna live. Like this is gonna take you about 8 hours to actually fucking beat. And then you got to play the rest of the game. So one of the games that I really want to talk about right now is Sonic. I just want to start out by saying that Sonic probably has some of the coolest sounding music on it. Like it makes you feel edgy, it makes you feel like you're that dude, like you're super cool, it makes you feel punk rock a little bit. Sonic can make music sound super awesome. Like, and every single time that you hear that track come on and you are running as fast as humanly possible, it actually makes you feel exactly the same. Fast. You feel like you could actually be Sonic. And that's what I love about video game music. After seeing it, after listening to it, I wanted to play the game. That right there is the essence of why I love music and video games so much. If the song itself can make me want to play the game, then it must be a pretty fucking good game. Now, you can go all the way back to when Sonic first came out and play some of that music and it will still hold up. I've always been intrigued with making this type of music too. I've actually made my own type of songs where they kind of resemble a little bit like Anamanaguchi mixed in with like really old school 8-bit noise. But I think that bands like Anamanaguchi really make this sound more prominent. Speaking of that, let's talk about Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim probably has the same energy as Sonic when it comes to music. It has that same kind of feel that when you're actually punching somebody, like it feels retro, it feels like a little punk rock a little bit. It feels a little indie alternative, which is kind of cool. And that's what I really like about those really old sounding games. They have this particular noise that I love so much. Every time that synth is played like a certain way, like it just makes you feel like, oh yeah, I'm either like in Tokyo or I'm in some digital wonderland. Like at least to me, I don't know if that's how anyone else feels. But then you get into realms like Minecraft. This is the first time I ever heard music that actually made me feel relaxed while I was playing. You know the song I'm talking about. There's like 4 songs that everybody knows. But games like Sims, like they always have like some weird, cheesy kind of music, which I don't mind cheesy inside of music, but give me something relaxing. Give me some like lo-fi. I don't want to listen to, you know, like I don't want to do that all day. Like imagine going through your daily life listening to that music. Actually, that'd be kind of funny. I might actually do that. If it wasn't for games like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, I don't think I would be listening to a lot of like opera music. Especially when you like walk into like the office or like somewhere you walk into Target, wherever the hell you work, and you walk in and you play that music and you just hear, like that just makes it sound like an epic battle is about to start. You can take a lot of that music and apply it to real life and it will actually make your real life more epic. I think people actually understand that if it wasn't for a lot of these songs, a lot of these video games would not have any life. A lot of these video games would sound so dull and boring. And that's what's so cool about these games and their songs is that it brings life to the game. Like imagine a video game that didn't have any song in it and you were just playing it, hearing all the sound effects, cuz majority of the time in old school video games, a lot of the sound effects were instruments. So like imagine you're playing Super Mario and you don't hear any of those instruments, you don't hear any of those synths, you don't hear anything that's going on over there and you're trying to jump and it just literally sounds like you're jumping. Dude, like the consoles had their own sounds to it. Like people are really sleeping on stuff like this, I feel like. Remember the first time you turned on a PlayStation? I do. I remember that. It was HD back then. Remember turning on a PS2? And then, like, really after that, it kind of got softer and softer and softer. I think right after the PSP and, like, the Xbox 360 era, that's when video games started kind of, like, stop caring about the sound, the memorable sounds of what makes the video game memorable. I still really miss the GameCube sound. That GameCube sound is epic. I bet majority of these people did not expect a lot of their songs to blow up the way that it did, to catch the attention that it did, but it fucking did. And I find that very fascinating as well. Another game out there that was really influential for music for me, Tony Hawk's Underground, Tony Hawk video games in general. Remember the first time that you heard Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you heard Goldfinger? People who stuck around with the series back then really got a good amount of music, I feel like, added to their playlist. Because a lot of these games had bangers. From the Misfits, My Chemical Romance, from literally, like, there's so many bands I can name, and everybody would probably know at least one. Like, they even had rappers on there. They had so many different types of music. I would not know who the Typical Cats were if it wasn't for that. Like, there are so many things that Tony Hawk has brought to the table for me. I remember playing Project 8, and there's that Nigel Houston video. I wouldn't have learned reggae music like that if it wasn't for that. Another game that really fucking helped me realize that I love metal music was Doom. Yo, playing Doom music, even from back then, was dope. But seeing the modern version of it and seeing how metal and how hardcore it is, like, it's probably one of the coolest things out there. But a lot of this music can not only be nostalgic, but can also be very refreshing to you. Or it could actually be like something that you would listen to and not realize that it's from a video game. I think that's the beauty of it. There are a lot I can name right now, but I think pretty much that's the gist of what I wanted to say. Another thing that I would love to talk about too is TV shows and music, because that's also influential, but I think I'm gonna save that for another video because that's just, it's too much, guys. Like, I can't do that. If there's any games that you guys think that are super fucking dope that you think I should listen to that I didn't name in here, put them down in the comments below too, man. Like, I really like to hear you guys' recommendations. It really does help me a lot understanding who the hell is watching my videos, you know? And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I really enjoy everything that I'm doing right now. Thank you guys for coming out, and yeah, have a good day.
Thank you for coming out.